Okay, let's do some granular stuff. Granular is by far the easiest form of synthesis. I feel like a lot of people, including myself, find it confusing because sometimes it's not a question of what is granular, it's a matter of why granular. So until you figure out exactly when you want to use a granular synth, which is whenever the hell you want, you're not really going to be able to make use of one. I have three granular synths right here. I'm going to go through each of them. All we are doing when we do granular synthesis is we put a sample through a process. We're just processing a sample. Let's just grab this. Now we just change the sampler to a granular playback mode. That's granular. Let's change the size of the grain. The grain is the sample of the sample that you're playing. Smaller grains, meaning there's going to be more of them. They're choppy. Make the grains bigger. Generally, you can change where the playhead starts like you could with a normal sampler. So here we go. And how fast the playhead moves. I'm going to hit this freeze playhead. Now I can just... So that is a 1 second grain. 300 millisecond grain. Sorry, 1 millisecond grain versus 300 millisecond grain. We are increasing the size of the sample inside of the sample. I'm playing a bunch of tiny grains. I'm playing a bunch of big grains. A more practical application might be to just grab a snare, put it on grain, hopefully you can see granular is a really easy way to get a lot of interesting drum hits very fast. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, yeah. It's... As you can see, it's not a question of what is granular synthesis because that's easy. It is why granular synthesis. How would you fit any of this into a track? Something I think granular is really good for is for distorting and getting this pseudo delay effect without having to sacrifice the integrity of your sound because it's really close to the oscillator. All that noise and all that the repetition isn't going to get washed out in an over processed way. It all just sounds really solid. So if you can get this from a granular synth instead of a distortion device and some filters, you're gonna have a lot easier of a time using this in a mix. So like you could just bounce this out, turn it up, and call it your element. EQ it, you're good to go. So this is Bitwig's granular synth. It's great because it's Bitwig. You get all these Bitwig modulators over here, but it's pretty simple if you don't want anything to do with it. You can just go like this and bounce it out and call it a day. The thing about granular synthesis is because all of the granular work is being done by the synth that you put it in, the way you interact with the grains is entirely dependent on the synth that you use. Let's go into Pigments. Gonna bring up a new patch, bring up the sampler. I don't know. So we're in sampler mode. Let's turn on granular. Still, I'm just playing samples of the sample. Yeah, let's make a jungle pad. And then let's add another layer. So we got a resonator and a minor ninth. Minor, let's go 5. And I'll assign the random to this new sample. Should make it interesting. That's a granular jungle pad. Last, but definitely not least, I have Palindrome from GlitchMachines. I'm going to load some of my own samples into this. You can get these for free on my website. I will leave them for free for all of 2023. Just keep it in B, put one there. Put one there. Put one there. It's all in the same key, so this will be easy. I have 4 samplers. And I believe it travels in a Z shape, so this is sampler 1, this is sampler 2, 3, 4, and it literally just crossfades between them. That's nice. I'm pretty sure I got this thing for like $9 during Black Friday. GlitchMachines stuff is nice and cheap. So if I click this question mark, I can just randomize a bunch of stuff. I didn't mean to randomize that sound, but let's see what happens. Envelope 743 and all path points, params. Let's just randomize all of it. Ooh. And that's it. If you want to play with granular synths a little bit, or you just want to play with the sampler, I recommend picking up my free pack right now. It's really nice. I made them in Pigments. There's a little bit of delay and echo in there, but they process really well. It's going to be okay. There's no reverb. Okay, real quick, before I end the video, I started talking about how I'm going to release new music, and I realized I have a song right now with a granular patch, and the entire track was based around this granular idea. I started by making a analog bass sound in Pigments. Let me turn granular off. Right. I bounced it out. So that's one way that you'd be able to use granular in a track. I just said, I want this element. How would I achieve it? Oh, granular would give me that texture and sound without degrading the audio quality. And it got me there really fast. I'm not really doing a lot here. Let's see what this function is tied to. Yeah, it's literally just, there's no granular movement at all. It's just the playhead and it's crossing over the grains. Cool, right? If you've learned anything, like this video, please subscribe. I like seeing those subscriptions. That number gets me high when I wake up every morning. And don't forget to go on my website, get yourself some free samples. If you have Pigments, get yourself some free presets. See you next time.